Hello, and thanks for listening to JoJo's
Hello.
Bizarre Podcast. My name is Mark, and as always, I am joined by Miles and Jackie.
Hi.
And the three of
Hey.
us do this podcast enthusiastically about anime every week. It used to just be about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but we're all caught up on the David production, JoJo, as well as the OVAs, the old school 90s OVAs, and anything else they've put out that's in motion. We haven't read the manga. We're busy. We're watching other anime, and this week we're talking about another show from the current summer 2026 season. We're going to be talking about Ghost in the Shell. I don't know if anyone's heard of that franchise. It seems very new.
It's pretty
This is
famous.
the Science Saru produced adaptation of the same manga that produced the wildly popular 1995 film and all of its spin-offs. Before we get into the events of the new Ghost in the Shell episodes 1 through 3, we need to first take a look in Correspondence Corner. By that, I mean we're going to read emails or Discord messages sent to us. You can write to jojosbizarrepod@gmail.com if you have long thoughts. And if you have short thoughts and a Discord account, you can join our Discord by looking at the description of this podcast episode. There should be a join link in there somewhere. Miles, do you want to read this message from the Correspondence Corner?
The Discordespondence Corner?
Sure, that's a mouthful.
Okay. Yeah, this one is from Clit Rocket. I've been formulating this idea lately to teach my kid when they grow up that life isn't fair. But one of the best things you can be in life is fair. My question is, what is a good life lesson you've been trying to teach/want to teach your children?
It's heavy.
Right now.
Like everything, I feel
Yeah.
like is
Yeah.
kind of my answer.
You've got to teach
So-
them everything.
So many things. I kind of like. I want to help her fit in, but I also have recently been thinking about how do I tell her like fuck what anyone else thinks.
Oh, I do that.
Do your
The
own
other-
thing.
The other day she was like, I've told you this already,
Yes.
Mark. The other day she was like, Jay said that Spider-Man is for boys and girls can't like Spider-Man. And she like loves she loves like the Spidey shows on Disney, and she like we bought her Spidey
And we play Marvel versus
clothes
Capcom
and stuff,
sometimes.
and she plays Marvel versus Capcom with Mark. And I was like, don't listen to Jace. Spider-Man is for everyone. There's no such thing as boy things and girl things. Like they're just things that you like. You can enjoy Spider-Man and stuff. But she like seemed kind of sad about it. And so, but I don't know, when you're a kid, that stuff is like, I feel like it's just like everywhere. People saying like, oh, that's for boys. Like, oh, don't play with
yeah.
that. That's for boys. When you grow up, I think that people kind of stop doing that. But when you're a little kid, it's everywhere. So I'm like, a lot of it, it's like, there's a lot of like, don't listen to that random kid in your class who's telling you can't be happy.
Mhm. It's a balance, though. Like, my kid went through the same thing. Like, he wanted to wear dresses to school sometimes, and like he would get pushback on that, and we'd be like, "There's no such thing as boy or girl clothes. That's all bullshit."
Mm-hmm.
And now he will say that.
Well, that's good.
But also, he's an only child, and it can be hard for him to like play by other kids' rules. Like,
Yeah.
he wants games to go the way he wants them to go. So I also want him to be like, you have to give a little if you want other kids to play with you. Like, you have to.
Yeah.
So it's a tricky balance between being like, fuck everyone else, I do things my way, and like having people like and accept you.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. I definitely want her to understand. The one thing that like I see her do and her cousins do is if someone is playing with something that she thinks is hers, but she's like a mile away and she gets all pissed off that someone's touching it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't just say like, you're not using it right now. You have to figure out a way to be like, hey, let me distract you with this. Or why don't you guys play with it together?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
It's true.
But I really just want to be like, who gives a fuck? Let him play with it. You're related.
That's your cousin. Be nice.
I will say though, as a brother, I do think I also maybe never learned the lesson of sometimes games, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, I was the younger brother, so sometimes I was just like, okay, You know, I don't know. Maybe my brother's perspective would be different. Maybe he'd be like, oh yeah, I had to be like, ugh, fine, we'll do what Mark wants to do. You know, but it felt like I never got my way and I didn't like it.
I feel like when kids play, it's like almost 50%, if not more of it is conflict.
Yeah. It's very zero sum.
Yeah.
It's funny though, because when she is in the conflict, like you can't reason with her, but when she's not in the conflict, like she'll watch her cousins are fighting over a toy. Like she'll be really reasonable about it. She'll be like, they could just share. They could just take turns. I'm like, yeah, if they just.
Easy to say that, isn't it?
She's like, if everyone just took turns, no one would cry. And it's true.
Yeah.
Because when everyone's fighting, everybody's crying or someone's crying, you know?
Can you tell the podcast what she said while watching Sailor Moon and Zoe Sight was sucking the energy out of Molly or one of the girls?
I don't even remember. I texted it to you.
You did, yeah. It was very funny.
Okay. No, that's not it. They can't take my energy because I'm real and I'm not in the TV.
Which is also something that I've tried to get across to her, to make sure, just like if something like mildly scary is going on, I just look at her and I'm like, I'm kind of like, just so you know, remember that's not real.
The thing is though, like I want a little bit of magic, you know, because then she was like, but Bluey's real, and I'm like, yeah, sure.
Oh, like
we can,
like Bluey is somewhere.
Like we can, like because she wants Bluey to come over and stuff,
see.
you know, like she wants to meet Bluey, so we can't tell her that Bluey's not.
That
real.
makes more sense for Bluey because Bluey doesn't have monsters that are imprisoning people,
right?
It's true
and stuff. But for Sailor Moon, yes, there are going to be live action Sailor Moon things and stuff, but I'm fine with being like, just so you know, there's no monsters. It's not really a thing.
Well, yeah, that's what. Yeah, I told her monsters aren't real and stuff. I don't
want
her to be scared of monsters.
I can't wait till she's like, there's something in the closet, and I'm just going to like comically like jam my whole body into the closet. She's gonna be like, I don't see anything, just climbing it, breaking the shelves. Yeah, it's every day is a lesson if you stop and talk to her. It's crazy.
Well, she's in her why phase where she asks why for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I have to explain, but like, you know, sometimes things are like more complicated. Like she asked me a lot about like the songs that I listen to. Like, what does this guy want? Like, it's like a guy singing. Like, what does he want? I'm like, well, he misses his girlfriend. She broke up with him. You know, and I have to explain like, or like the other day on Sailor Moon, Molly fell in love with Nephrite, I think.
One of the ites.
She fell in love with a bad guy, and that's very confusing to Daisy because you don't fall in love with a bad guy. You know, like the kids' shows are very simple, and it's like you're either a good guy or a bad guy, and the good guy and the bad guy fight, and then the good guy wins. You know,
this is the Spidey and Iron Man kids show shit. It's very simple that way.
Yeah, but like Disney movies are kind of simple. Disney movies are simple like that too. There's like the evil witch or there's the evil whatever, and like
I guess, but like Elsa's kind of the bad guy in Frozen a little bit, but
Frozen is weird because there's not really a bad guy. It's like kind of Elsa and it's kind of Hans.
Yeah, it's definitely Hans.
But like he doesn't really act like a bad guy until the end.
Right.
Well, anyway, Molly was in love with Molly's like the English name for her. I think her name is it's like Nadu or something.
Hikaru or something.
It's like Nadu or something. But she falls in love with Nephrite, and our daughter was confused about that. And then there's like a scene where he's like, "Listen, you're really nice." Like he likes that she's nice to him. He's like, "You're really nice, but I have this mission. I have to find these crystals and I need to destroy Sailor Moon and I want to take over the world. Like I'm doing all this bad stuff, basically." He's like, "I have this mission. I will never love you. I'm going to lie to you. And so you should just give up on me."
I love this.
And Molly's just like, "I don't care." She's like, "I love you and that's it." And so I'm trying to explain that to our daughter, and it's just, you know, these are like complicated human things where we're just like, well, she's in love, so sometimes you can't do anything about it, I guess. But so she's just kind of nice. They have a cute little relationship because she is nice to him and he's nice to her, but like he kind of has a soft spot for her because she's so nice to him. Like she's just like a good person. And so you'd think it's almost like she could change him, but he like dies like the next episode.
Which is a good lesson for Takeuchi to teach to like middle school, high school girls of like sometimes you're going to be attracted to bad guys.
Yeah.
And like maybe they'll change, maybe they won't though.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's just a guy from a foreign military and he's just visiting the country and he's going to leave. You know, he's there on a mission and he's going to leave or die.
Yeah, I don't know. But
by the way, Molly's name is Naru in Japanese.
it's Naru. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes things are complicated and then I have to explain it. But she's like smart. She's like starting to get things. Like, I don't know. Her vocabulary is really like, and her like sentences, she can do like longer sentences now. Like, she's just getting smarter because she's almost 4.
Miles, did I tell you that I accidentally said I was going to die in front of her?
Oh no.
It was like, not really. It was just, I'm an exaggerator. And I was like trying to get in bed to read to her. And I'm like on the edge of the bed. And I'm just like, hey, can you move in? Otherwise I'm going to fall off this bed and die. And then I was like, ooh. And I was just like waiting, like, oh, how's this going to go? And then just after a few seconds, she just quietly is like, Dada, I don't want you to die. And I was like, I'm not really going to die. I'm just joking.
Death comes up a
Good
lot.
joke.
Great joke.
Death comes up a lot in Disney movies. And the other day, our daughter said to me, she said that, I don't remember why it came up, but she was like, princesses don't have mommies. And it's because there aren't a lot of Disney princesses with mommies. And it comes up a lot that's like, oh, why does she have a stepmother? Like,
to be fair,
where are her parents?
a bunch of comic book characters also are missing parents.
Oh, yeah. I tried
Iron
to
Man's
tell.
dad was like a dead alcoholic.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Batman.
I tried to tell her that Spidey, like, because she was like, why does Spidey live with Aunt May? I'm like, well, because his parents aren't around.
Oh,
like, where are his parents?
Trent Reznor, lead singer of Nine Inch Nails, grew up with his grandmother raising him.
That's a superhero.
Kinda.
We were watching Hercules today, and it's kind of sad because he's a happy little godchild, and then they steal him away. Some bad guys steal him away and bring him down to earth and make him drink a potion to make him mortal, and then he's raised by like a human family. And our daughter was just like really sad because she's like, that's not his mommy. Like that those aren't his parents. Why can't he be with his parents? It's like, well, they can't find him. They don't know he's down there. You know?
You should have leaned over and been like, this happens every day somewhere in the world.
Well, a lot of them I can get away with, like, well, that kind of thing happened back then, like where the mom dies or the dad dies. I'm like, well, back then they didn't have good medicine like we have now.
That's
so
true.
Sometimes people's mommies and daddies, you know, that was more common, but that doesn't happen as much anymore. So you don't have to worry about it.
Good prompt. And I tied it back to cartoons.
And yeah, our daughter's first anime, I guess technically has been some Miyazaki films, but then besides that, her first series has been Sailor Moon. We've been watching Sailor Moon dubbed in Spanish using the what is it? Like the the one that's like
Dick.
it's like translated from Japanese to English to Spanish is what we're listening to. But it's the English translation that kind of censors things. We didn't know that's what we were getting, but I'm like noticing weird things. Like I think it's Soy Sight is a woman.
She's clearly a masculine design, but the voice actor is a woman and they call her
I
a
don't
woman.
know. I think it's a very androgynous design. I think if you
Interesting. I guess so.
I think it's very androgynous. I think if you showed me that person, I would think it was a girl. But
I would not.
I know that they're all supposed to be boys. They're all kind of androgynous. They're just like, it's like what was that anime we watched like a couple weeks ago?
Oh, that was the Yaoi one.
No. The one where all the men were pretty.
The Yaoi one
and evil.
Where they're at the boarding school, right? It was boys' love, at least, not necessarily Yaoi.
Was that Yaoi? I'm thinking of I think I'm thinking of like maybe like Utena or something.
Oh, that too, but that's mostly ladies. I guess the guys are beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
I'm used to
evil.
seeing girls with feminine figures in Sailor Moon, but maybe I haven't paid as much attention.
Well, yeah, you're right in that the character is dressed like a guy, but I think that like the hair and the face is very feminine, I think, and then all put together, it's like kind of androgynous. But yeah. Anyway,
but also, Sailor Moon's technically not her first anime. I've been meaning to tell you. I've been showing her Goblin Slayer. She has a lot of questions.
Yeah, she saw what Miyazaki film did we show her first? Was it Kiki's?
Kiki's. Yeah,
Kiki's was the
I
first
tried
one?
showing her Totoro, but we didn't have Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't that interested because Totoro takes a little while to get going.
Yeah.
You got to see the big guy, you know?
Yeah, it takes a lot
Yeah.
for him to come out.
Unrelated news. Well, seeing anime in theaters. I saw End of Evangelion in New York this past Wednesday. It was great. That movie's fucking loud. Was not a great movie to be late to and have to rush up all these escalators. Having an anxiety disorder and then sitting down.
There's also a lot of escalators in Eva. They're always going up and down.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. I should have been like, wow, it's like I'm not missing the movie.
You're like a nerve.
Yeah, I'm getting out of Central Dogma. But it was great, and I forgot that End of Evangelion is no spoilers, but it's modeled around 2 episodes of this series, so there's credits in the middle of the fucking movie. Like a big monumental thing happens, and then you hear "If I Can't Be Yours," the song playing, and then credits scroll for like a long time.
I didn't know
5
that.
minutes. And then there's like a thank you to everyone from the creator, and then it just continues. And then that also means when it's finally over, it just says like the end, no credits. It just sits there and then you leave.
Oh, weird.
But it was cool hearing a little bit of the audience reaction here and there. It was cool watching it too because I forgot that some stuff I kind of like retconned in my head as being like, oh, to really understand End of Eva, like you gotta go online and read people's explanations. The movie actually does tell you a lot of shit. Yeah. I was glad to have seen it.
What did the audience react to?
People were definitely confused by the credits. There was like a what the fuck at 1 or 2 parts that again, would be kind of spoilery. There's the infamous "I'm so fucked up" scene. I think got like a what the fuck out of someone near me, which is fair. Good stuff. I think maybe today or tomorrow is the last day. I don't know if they extended it or what, but I remember seeing 7/27 or 7/28. But if you're hearing this, it might be too late, listener.
If you're hearing this, it might be too late.
Might be. This email is from Chad, and it's called "The Spirit in the Container." Boy, that's less romantic when you put it that way. Just picture a little wind in a fucking Tupperware. Aloha, JJB Pod Ohana. Let's take a little dive. Haha. And look at some voice connections for Ghost in the Shell. This go-around, Major Motoko Kusanagi is voiced by Maaya Sakamoto. She previously voiced younger iterations and a handful of side appearances of the Major up until this series. Atsuko Tanaka, the original long-standing voice actor of Major, and Lisa, passed away in 2024, so it makes sense that Sakamoto stepped into the role. Oh, that's true. She also voiced the bubbly Marie from the Evangelion Rebuild movies, and Rafal, the first main character boy from Orb. The rookies from Section 9 Togusa is voiced by Yuichi Nakamura, who also voiced Bruno, number 1 best Italian mom from Part 5 of JoJo. Section 9 Sniper Saito is voiced by Toru Nara, who was the Undead Knight Bruford in the Lost Part 1 JoJo movie, and the TV version of Nuke Saku from Part 3, and Thunder McQueen, the stand user for Highway to Hell from Part 6. Borma, the other big guy with augmented goggle eyes in Section 9, is voiced by Atsushi Miyauchi, who also voiced Part 5 enemy stand user Chocolata, stand name Green Day. The head of security at the brainwashing orphanage from Episode 1 is voiced by Tetsu Inada, whom the host just heard last week as Yanni Neko's ever-suffering landlord and previously as the TV version of Undead Knight Tarkus. In all versions of Ghost in the Shell, and across at least a handful of attempts at reading the manga, this is the first time that I learned the Major was originally operating as a sort of vigilante before being brought in and put in place as the field leader for the newly formed Section 9. Anyway, I enjoyed this and appreciate that this is way more in line with the tone of the manga and not just riffing on the endless navel-gazing that Mamoru Oshii had added in his movie adaptations. I'm not saying those were bad, just that it's nice seeing a fresh take that's really mostly just the original take. It's also hilarious to see chuds online complaining that this show is expression slop, just because their favorite sexy cyborg lady and her friends aren't as serious as a funeral most of the time. I hope everyone is doing well and staying safe. Mahalo, Chad. P.S. Would you rather pay the price to go on a vacation or pay a fraction of the cost to have memories of a vacation implanted in your brain? like Total Recall, or kind of how the garbage man in episode 3 was made to think he had a wife and kid by the puppet master.
I think real life.
Yeah, I want.
It's hard to imagine like how good the implant would be, but what if it's perfect?
I mean, if it's perfect, it's hard to answer that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because what if you find out?
But memories aren't as good as the thing happening in time, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that, actually.
No, because it's like relaxing your body. Like you can, it depends on what kind of vacation. Like you can relax.
That is absolutely true.
And
but
you have like a nice de-stressful time for a long period of time where you don't have to worry about any everyday stressors like work and stuff.
That is true, but sometimes I also find that I'll go to a thing and I'm just stressed the whole time, but then I'm like, I'm glad I did that. And looking back, I learned some stuff. Sometimes it feels like a net negative.
What's a negative?
Going to the thing. Not a net negative, like just the physical effect of doing the thing.
That's not a vacation thing.
Right.
I get that if I'm like, oh, I have to go to an event and I have to talk to people and whatever. But then usually it's like I met some cool people and I'm glad I went to that thing. But I don't want to go. You know?
Sometimes also the flight home from a vacation sucks ass, and I'm like, that sucked.
Yeah, I mean, if we could skip the flight and just be.
Plus, what if you could go on vacation like every day? You know,
with the implant,
in your memories, that would be bad. I bet you delete stuff by accident, rooting around in there.
I don't know. I mean, like at that point, just like move to Miami or something.
Well,
like
that's expensive.
Move to an island
and humid.
Yeah.
You know, I'll. My real answer is
I wouldn't want a vacation every day because I feel like that kind of loses the magic of it.
Yes, but like Douglas Quaid's coworker says in Total Recall. Don't fuck with your brain, pal. It ain't worth it. So I wouldn't do it.
True.
I don't want to fuck with my brain.
Yeah.
Miles, I think expression slop is a joke. I feel like I saw a tweet where someone was like, I can't wait for like Ghost in the Shell serious fans to call this expression slop.
I see. Okay.
And it just means like the different faces that Major and the other characters make. The expressions.
I love them.
I love them too. Also, still before we get into, well, we still have Patreon to talk about, but real quick, I don't want to get into an antagonistic relationship with any of our listeners, but I do want to say that I'm a little disappointed that no one in the Discord picked the giant toaster option for a hypothetical way of being executed.
You need to explain this whole thing.
Oh yeah, a lot of people. Okay.
Some people listen to this that are not in the Discord.
I posed the question, if you had to be publicly executed, would you rather be fired out of a cannon straight into a brick wall, or would you rather be lowered into a giant toaster that toasts you?
And you're Mr. Toast.
What do you mean?
You're on Team Toast.
Yeah.
No, I'm just disappointed that no one picked the toaster.
It wasn't a good option. You got to come up with a better second option.
I think there's a lot of good things about the toaster. I think being lowered into your doom is really cool. You don't have to pay for a cremation. Your family doesn't have to see your nasty body go splat, into a wall.
Yeah, but you'll be dead, so you won't know any of that.
Yeah, but if you had the option, you got to think about what your family has to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And I really spent a lot of time building the toaster. I just think someone should use it.
I don't know. The cannon seems fun because you fly.
Yeah, I would take the cannon, to be clear.
How can you be mad at other people? Okay.
I just think like 10 people voted and everyone picked the cannon. But the toaster's a very good option.
I see, that's the thing. It's not that good of an option. You should have come up with a better second option.
I need to think. No, I need more caveats. That's what I need. I need to shitify the cannon a little bit.
Okay.
You go naked and everyone sees your naked body. Something like that, maybe?
If I'm going to die. Whatever.
It's a longer trajectory, Like you're flying in the air for minutes. Something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe I'll come up with a third one. Folks, if you want more genius ideas like that, too bad. But if you want to support the podcast, you can go to patreon.com/jjbpod. Help us out for as little as $1 per 1 month. That gets you access to the Patreon feed, which includes extra content like deleted audio from the main podcast feed, just off-topic stuff that was removed for time. Miles's periodic jazz recommendations, and some other stuff. For $3 a month, you get access to that same feed, and we will thank you out loud on the podcast, which we'll do in a moment. Because I also want to tell you that if you pledge at the $15 level for 1 month, you can tell us an anime to cover, and we'll do a podcast episode about the anime of your choice. But we will watch at most 3 episodes of that podcast. We don't have our entire lives to watch your anime. But we'll do our best with 3 episodes. So go to patreon.com/jjbpod to do those things. Let us say thank you to our $3 and above patrons.
So thank you to Charles Foster Kane,
Billy,
Sugar Teeth,
Leah,
Koichi, whom I hate,
Josh,
I love JoJo Uwu,
Kasoon,
Jumbo,
Katie Cat,
Loof,
Kenny,
Eileen,
the stand user formerly known as Austin,
Tim,
Ren,
and Chad. All right. So yeah, we're talking about Ghost in the Shell, the 2026 adaptation from Science Saru. Science Saru did Devilman Crybaby, Keep Your Hands Off Eizouken, and Dandadan.
Oh, all this time I thought that was like the name of the show that we were watching. Like their like subtitle was Science Saru.
No. Science Saru just means Science Monkey.
Yeah.
Strangely, yeah, this is from the current season, the one happening now, summer 2026, but it is the 11th most logged on my anime list. Like, Chainsmoker Cat is the same season, and it's like number 6 or 7 or 8 or something.
Everyone's watching it.
Yeah, like maybe, do people have Ghost in the Shell fatigue? Do the youngsters not really care about Ghost in the Shell?
Oh, you're saying 11 is low.
I think so.
Oh, I thought it was high.
I mean, it's not garbage.
Oh, it's 11th of like among things airing right now.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant like ever, and I was like, that seems like pretty high if that many people are. if it's made it already to the top, 11.
No.
Okay.
It has a pretty solid rating though, 7.96. No, its overall ranking is 818.
Oh, that's low.
It's also behind Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. Yeah, I can tell you that this is extremely faithful because I did go ahead and read the manga chapters for these episodes. I typically don't do that for anime that we cover, but because this is like a 1-to-1 practically, it was very easy to figure out like what is covered.
Okay.
And I also was curious about like where did the title Ghost in the Shell come from? Because the Japanese title is Kokaku Kido Tai, which means like shell squad. Apparently, the author, Masamune Shiro, said Ghost in the Shell, but then the original editor was like, I want something flashier. And then he just came up with Kokaku Kidotai. But then Shiro was like, you got to have Ghost in the Shell somewhere. So it was like a subtitle or something. I included, I don't know, do you guys have Google Sheets on your, I don't know if you're signed into the JoJo account though.
I have it, but I don't know if I'm signed in.
You want us to go into Google Sheets?
Yeah, I put some screenshots of the manga in there if you wanted to see.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Wait, it's a sheet or it's just a doc?
Doc, I'm sorry. What the fuck am I talking about?
Which doc am I looking
I thought
at?
you wanted
Ghost
us
in the
to
Shell
look at, like, a
2026.
spreadsheet, look at the returns
Not
for
at a
this
spreadsheet.
quarter.
Okay, you want docs. Okay.
Yeah. I broke it down. I did a row and column for every single animation frame.
JJP Pod. Wait, which one is it? Ghost in the Shell 2026?
That's right.
Okay, here I am. What do you want me to do here?
I don't know. You can look at the pictures.
Okay.
Nice
There's-
pictures.
There's also a link on the second page to the sex scene in the manga if you're curious. I
Oh
didn't
my
feel comfortable
God,
having a
I'm so-
screenshot just raw in the
so-
fucking document.
It doesn't link directly to it. It links to the front cover.
Oh, okay. Well, you can go to page 59 if you give a shit.
I super do.
Oh, and it says malicious site blocked. Thank you,
Oh.
Microsoft Defender.
Yeah, I put a virus on there.
Mm-mm.
Shit, maybe I shouldn't have been reading it on that site. Maybe I have viruses.
This is very explicit. Wow.
It's crazy, right? It's just straight up hentai.
Oh, this is like them on the vacation or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. They're just like rubbing their boobies together in the second panel.
Yeah, that's like the one that's very like, come on, man. You're not, what the fuck?
And then there's like an extra leg. Like how many legs are there?
I don't know. I'm not looking at it right now.
Okay.
Fun fact, at a certain point when they like reissued the manga, like somebody in the industry, they were like, hey, like manga and anime are starting to get more popular in the West and stuff. Can we take out the lesbo sex scene? And Shiro was like, yeah, it doesn't really add anything. You can take it out. So they took it out. They have since put it back in. And apparently the only reason why it's girl, girl, girl is there's a quote attributed to the mangaka where he said, I didn't want to draw some guy's butt. He just didn't feel like drawing dudes.
You know what? That's fair.
It's fair. The booby rubbing together is very like guy directing lesbian scene. Doesn't quite make sense. And you can see in that first screenshot in the Google Doc that this is a very text heavy manga. It's like is it Doonesbury? What's the fucking? It's like a newspaper comic strip where it's like, Jesus Christ, why do you even have characters? There's so much text. But yeah, I mean, the visuals are totally different. The pacing is totally different. The music is different, but I like it okay.
Different from previous iterations of Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, because, okay, the thing is, right, is Mamoru Oshii, who makes these very slow, contemplative, serious films like Ghost in the Shell, like Pat Labor, Angel's Egg. He made the first Ghost in the Shell movie, and that sort of inspired the standalone Complex TV show. And those have pretty big shadows to the fandom. Most people did not sit down and start with the manga. And so the tone of Ghost in the Shell for a lot of people has been to think of it as serious, super self-serious.
This one's like pretty goofy.
It's goofy and
I thought
way talkier.
Yeah. I thought the like what are they, crows in like the third episode were so funny looking.
I loved them, yes.
They had these big stupid eyes.
They looked really dumb. To be honest, I think that looking at the manga, maybe it was the awkward coloring now that I think about it, because I think when they color manga, they lose something. But in some ways, I liked the anime designs better than the manga. But yeah, actually looking at my Google Doc here, I think the black and white looks pretty good and the color does not. And you can also see a quote that was left out of the show, and I don't know who translated this, but at some point, Kusanagi's talking to the robots, and she says, all Fuchikoma's cut circuits switch to autistic mode.
She said that?
In this manga, it's there. Switch to autistic mode. I don't know what that means.
Me neither.
It's also funny how there's really heavy things happening in this show at times, but then they immediately sandwich in goofiness. Like they do silly shit just because I feel like they know like, this is fucking weird. And the manga does that too. They go back and forth.
I think it's good. It makes it more watchable.
Yes, I guess. I don't know. I do like the heavy tone. I think my problem, and it sounded like Jackie had the same problem, was just that it's information and lore building overload in the beginning of the show. It moves so fast and there are so many words.
That's true.
I think I'm just like not that into this show. And so I had a hard time focusing on it and I got distracted a lot.
No, I had a hard time focusing too. I think that
I feel like I do that with all the other Ghost in the Shells that we've seen. I feel like I've had that problem though. So I think I'm just like not interested.
Okay, it could that is a different
I feel
piece.
like on paper I should be interested because it's sci-fi stuff.
And it's political.
And it's philosophical kind of too.
I think I like the Oshii stuff better because it leans more into the artistry, although I think Science Saru knocks it out of the park here, but the philosophy.
What do you mean by that then?
By what? Sorry. I started
like what artistry?
The animation, the character design and stuff is just gorgeous. I think they have like a film grain effect going as well that like helps you feel like you're watching something from 1989 when the manga came out. But
so you like this better than the OG, or
I actually think these are both great. And I
Okay.
think you can learn a lot about adaptation. Like if people are like, why don't they just make the movie like the video game? It's like, well, they're different fucking media. So there's a lot of interpretation that can be done. In some ways, though, I think this show that we're watching now is a little bit of an argument against total faithfulness because there's text heaviness. There's even little subtitles they didn't bother to fucking translate on Prime, where like the author will make comments, sort of jokey comments, where he's like, the police have them surrounded here, but if they were to, I wouldn't fire their guns if I were, if you were them, dear reader. In a manga, you can stop and like pour over the dialogue. You can go back and be like, wait, okay, so that's the foreign minister, that's the whatever director of commerce, that's the assistant secretary. But in an anime, it flies by so fast that I don't know. I kind of felt like the Oshii stuff kept it neater. And also, I don't know, the fact that they're like, okay, Kusanagi like joined, that's kind of interesting. But then they're like, hey, our first squad was just canceled by the prime minister, but now we have more funding and we're forming the hostage rescue. I was like, who fucking cares? Like this bureaucracy is not like, I'm in love with your world. I think this is, but I'm not that in love with your world. It's like my dad would complain about Starship Troopers. Robert Heinlein is like, and then this sergeant became a captain, and then this general was actually demoted. There's just pages of like rank changes, and you're like, I don't care, man. I'm not writing a movie set in your world.
I don't think we get this origin story in any other adaptation, though.
No, we don't.
So I thought that was kind of neat.
It is neat. It doesn't add up to much, except, you know what, though? It does feed into the relationship that we also don't get in other adaptations, which is this uneasy relationship between Aramaki, the director, and the rest of them. I feel like in the Oshii stuff, they're kind of on the same page for the most part. He hides a little bit from them. It's
not really spoken at all in the others. And I feel like in the other ones, she's much more like deferential to him. Like I read it more as like a father figure relationship. But in this, yeah, it's more like I'm here, like I have my own agenda. This is a marriage of convenience.
Yeah, I guess I do appreciate that wrinkle, but sometimes I just don't know what the fuck Aramaki is talking about when he's talking about like the budget I said was approved was a lie. It's actually more than that, and it's for Western. I was like, I don't understand what you mean right now, man.
Yeah.
Some of the politics stuff is interesting. Like one change from the Oshii movie is here, Aramaki shows up himself, which I also find unrealistic. Why is he always showing up on these? You're the director of this. You shouldn't be in the fucking field. But it's supposed to be, he's there to arrest this one guy who's the foreign minister or whatever. And the foreign minister guy is like, oh, I'm fucked. But then the commerce guy is like, actually, he's applying for asylum and we're taking him back. In this show and the manga, Aramaki says to the guy, the one that's like, oh no, I'm in trouble, but they're taking me with them. He's like, are you sure you want to go with them? You're going to end up getting assassinated. And the manga even writes in the margin, like, people like this guy are kept for convenience and then disposed of when they're no longer needed. So he's saying like, hey, they're going to kill you. And that's when the corrupt politician goes like, I'm from a peace-loving nation. What are you talking about? And then that's when the major's like, oh yeah? And she shoots him. In the Oshii, it's weird. It's different. It's Aramaki is just talking to the corrupt politician and is like, if you come back here, you might be assassinated. But he delivers the same line about being a peace-loving nation. It doesn't quite make sense. But again, it's less complicated.
Yeah. I think I just didn't... Well, okay, so they don't marinate in the same ideas of like what is consciousness as GITS or the original movie. But I also think that's fine. These aren't issues I have to deal with in my real life. So I'm like, I guess I don't have to think about this, and this is a more fun action show.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely touch on it here.
They do.
Like,
there was like, wasn't there something with AIs? I don't even remember.
Yes, there's like the blonde-haired.
Oh, I thought that was the scene where like the what was it? with those like robots, and they were like, we're starting a revolution. Like,
the
and,
Fujikoma.
yeah, and then it turns out that it was like Major who like does this every once in a while just to make sure there's no uprising. Like,
it's really smart.
Get them to discuss it among themselves, and then like decide not to do it.
Yeah. I was thinking more of those like the secretary ladies who have the blonde hair and they wear like a red outfit. You see eventually that they're like all clones and they don't have a ghost. They're just AI. And Major, when she wants to go in, maybe it's only in the manga, but when she wants to go into the orphanage, they're not sure if they're being trapped. She goes like, something's whispering to me. I think it's my ghost. So she's sort of like, I still have a gut.
Yeah.
You know, a gut instinct. I'm not just a cold like algorithm robot. By the way, you may remember that in Standalone Complex, they're called Tachikoma.
Yeah.
Basically, I don't understand this, but somehow what I read is that they didn't have the rights to say Fujikoma. So they had to make up a distinct robot, and the manga author himself actually drew them a new robot design. And they fulfill the exact same purpose, but they're just called Tachikoma.
Why couldn't they say Fujikoma?
I don't understand that. Maybe there was a different mechanical designer and he retained the IP. But it's weird, right? Like, what do you mean you have the rights to Kusanagi and Bato and everyone, but not the robots?
That's so weird.
But calling them Fujikoma here is faithful to the comic.
Okay.
Yeah, it was interesting. They censor the gore, but they do it in a clever way. Did you guys notice that? The gore is like in the show that we're talking about. Like, no, not the movie. Like the movie shows like a guy's spine popping out of his head when it gets blown up.
I don't remember seeing a lot of gore in this one.
In this one, it's like blood shoots out, but there's like glitchy like noise in front of like where the head, like where the stem would be or whatever. They do it a few times. I thought that was clever.
There was a great shot in the first one where like the bad guy robot is blowing up or something, and they don't show it directly. They like show the ripples on this pond with lily pads on top, and I thought that was so cool.
In which one?
In the first episode.
In the first episode. Okay, I don't remember that. I gotta rewatch it.
It was
you know what I do?
Just
also
a great looking show.
Yes, one thing I do appreciate about this show so much more than the old ones is all of the fucking wardrobe changes that the Major gets.
Yes.
She's crushing it.
She's got that drip.
She's dripped out. She's wearing boss lady suits. And then she's wearing like a cool, like cyberpunk, like leather thing.
With like 8 million pockets.
Yeah. I do really appreciate that. The different updated designs. Because she does wear some like slutty outfits occasionally. But in Standalone Complex, you're like, this show is so serious. And she's wearing like half a bikini into boots.
There's and she like knows that she's hot in this show too. There's like a part where there's some sort of tracker and it shows Togusa's location and he's labeled as newbie and she's labeled as hottie.
Yeah. Yeah, in the manga, one of the guys, the beardy member of the team, calls her a gorilla babe.
Oh.
I think is a funny combination.
What does that mean? Just that
she's like strong?
She's strong and aggressive, and she can be bullheaded, but she's also a babe.
Okay.
You know, the duality of women.
Mm-hmm.
Forget Madonna Whore. It's all about gorilla babe.
Mm-hmm.
It's great that she's just gay.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I think she's supposed to be bisexual, but
we don't really get any signs that she's interested in men at all.
Yeah, the only thing she says is like when like her male colleagues are concerned for her, she goes, "I appreciate the sentiment."
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Yeah, I think she's a lesbian because she had like three. They were like all just girls with her.
It's true.
You know,
she could have had a multi-gender orgy, but it's all ladies.
Yeah, because who wants to draw male butts? But yeah, the first episode here is largely the same as the movie in terms of basic plot points. They don't do the orphanage in the movie. And this was another one where it went so fast where they're like, damn it, are we being trapped? That if we attack this orphanage that's like, it might just be a regular orphanage and then we get to be dissolved and Aramaki doesn't take any of the blame. I was like, why would he want to dissolve Like, does he not want to work with the major? It's weird. And then it turns out it is a government-run orphanage, but Aramaki was like, this one was getting out of pocket, so we have to make an example of them. Also, Togusa keeps fucking up, right?
Yeah. He's like my favorite character in GITS, but here he doesn't get as much shine, but you find out why he like uses a revolver a little bit. And like, yeah, he does seem like a fuck up.
Yeah, they have a little shop talk about guns, but they keep calling one of the guns a snab. And I think that's supposed to be snub. But the original English translation did call it a snab. So I think they're just copying the same mistake.
Snab.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of like future mumbo jumbo in here, but
it's true.
They're talking about hitting something at range. It would make sense to say a snub-nosed gun would be harder to hit something far away. Anyway. So yeah, episode 1 was good, but I was a little like, fuck man, I'm having trouble keeping up. I feel like I got to keep pausing or rewinding.
Yeah. But you could see the differences already. She's more autonomous. She's more expressive. She's funnier.
Yeah.
I feel like she talks more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love
she's a free agent.
Both. I love both. And the thing about the Oshii though, is that felt rarer of a thing to see in anime. I'll say that much. But I do like this character. She's very fun here.
She's very fun. They did have some of the same rare to see shots, right? Like when she's falling out of the window and turns invisible, like that's something from the movie.
Yeah, well, if you see it in this anime, it's pretty much lifted straight from the manga, and then it's more like, oh, the movie did the rare thing of pulling straight from the manga. Like one thing the movie does that this show didn't do and the manga doesn't do, I was disappointed, was, you know when she's chasing the garbage guy and he has the cloak and he keeps like cloaking himself? Do you know how there's the fight on the water?
Yes, I was waiting for that and it didn't happen.
It doesn't. That was Oshii's invention, I think. That
was
their
so
movie.
fun. Good job, Oshii.
And then, yeah, the Scarlett Johansson movie does a crappy version of it. But I watched a little bit of the Scarlett Johansson like opening scene as well. And visually that movie is like pretty decent. It's just the fucking dialogue, the lore sucks. Johansson looks lost. She's terrible. But there's some cool like creature designs and stuff. Anyway, anything you guys want to say about episode 1? I feel like we covered it.
Nah, we good. Oh, I like how she keeps using the ghost controller to force people to punch themselves in the face. That's a good bit. That is a great bit. That you're not going to see that in the Oshii stuff. Episode 2. What happens in episode 2? Is this the orphanage? No, the orphanage basically ends in the first episode. This one, like the team is formed, the Shell Squad, and it skips forward 3 months.
She's on her sexy vacation.
Oh yeah, they need her because the leader of a military junta is in the country. I didn't quite follow this shit either.
It was called the Gavel Republic.
The Gavel Republic, yeah.
Yeah, there's a Revolutionary Army situation. And there were some guys in trucks. I wrote down, stop paying attention, but there were some guys in trucks. That's what I wrote down.
That's true. There were guys in trucks. This is where they have the gun convo. And then, yeah, I don't know, Miles. I kind of blended it all together. Is this where the garbage truck and Puppet Master happen?
Yeah, this is the garbage truck episode. And you know what was weird? They were talking about how much they're working, and he's like, yeah, I keep sleeping in the office. And I'm like, why do you have to sleep in the office, garbage man? You can go home. Your job is, you don't have to be in the office.
Well, maybe he lives far away from where the trucks are and stuff.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. One thing that this thing did that I do appreciate in terms of the sci-fi and the horror of future like brain hacking possibilities that the Oshii stuff did not do, unless I missed it, is I love that the garbage man, when we find out that he doesn't really have a family, it was hacked in, he asks if it can be deleted from his brain. And they're like, no, we haven't successfully done that yet. And I'm like, fuck, that sucks that you just have to miss people and they weren't even real.
Yeah, that was kind of sad that he thought he had a wife and daughter and he actually doesn't. That's kind of sad.
Yeah, in the manga, there's just the one panel where his coworker's like, so your divorce problems are over? And he's just like, yup. Here they stretch it out a little.
More light of it, And I feel like in like Get Sack, they would probably dwell on it a lot more. Like, how sad is that?
Yeah, it's a little more like, not Twilight Zone. I don't know what it is, yeah. Where it would just be detectives standing around being like, man, this guy thinks that he's a father and he's not. That's so fucked up. I love that.
That happened to like a lady in a coma.
Oh yeah, she dreamed a whole fucking life and then it wasn't real.
Yeah.
Oh,
She was
that's so
married, she
sad.
had kids, and then she wakes up and she's like, what do you mean? Like, where's my husband? Where are my kids? And she thought it was real, and she's probably like depressed by it still. I don't know.
Sucks.
Yeah.
People got that from watching Avatar. Apparently, people loved the movie Avatar, the James Cameron stuff, not Wong.
And so they thought it was real.
They didn't really think it was real, but they were like, a bunch of people online we're all disappointed that Pandora isn't a real place. Like they felt melancholy over their shared like, wow, that would be so cool. And then it's like, nope, it's not real.
Dang.
I feel like watching anime as a high schooler and maybe a little bit of a colleger, sometimes the soundtrack and the mood of like Japanese high school stuff or like the romances or whatever, I get like this weird nostalgia feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
The time you were a boy in Japan.
yeah,
Going
like,
to school.
wait a minute, that never fucking happened. I see online too young people being like, they see footage of like 2000s or 90s parties and they're like, man, life was so simple. And I just want to like jump in and be like, hey, things kind of sucked ass, just so you know. Like, yeah, we have new problems, but it's really fucking hard.
Stuff always sucks.
Yeah, especially as a teen.
Oh, yeah.
It's tough being a teen.
It's tough being a teen.
Hang in there, teens. Never kill yourself. Things get better, for real.
Great advice.
Are you aware of that Twitter meme, the never kill yourself?
No.
I think it started with, it's just like a guy, like, I don't know if he's watching sports or playing a game, and it's like a crappy apartment with just like a little TV, but he has like Taco Bell and like some drinks, and it just looks like a dude who's just gonna have like a really cool night, just like watching TV, and he's got Taco Bell, and he just writes, never kill yourself. And I'm like, that's
great.
true, man. That is true. And
Shit
then
could be great.
people pick that up sometimes where they're like, I'm gonna do this and do this. Never kill yourself.
That's true. That's something you can do as a teen as well. If you're ever feeling down as a teen, get some Taco Bell and watch TV. You can
I
easily
miss
do
that.
it.
Yeah, we used to go get a case of Dr. Pepper, a case of Orangina. Never had
Code
to worry
Red,
about,
baby.
oh, I'm going to have heartburn. Oh, I'm going to get too nervous. You just tank that shit.
Brother.
Tank that shit.
You don't know how good you have it, teens.
Yeah, fucking do it. Do you know the story about how I went with our friend Mike to Taco Bell when we were in like college or something? And we pull up to the window, Mike's driving, and like, I think it was the manager gives us like, it was about to give us the food. He tells us the total. Mike looks at me and I look at Mike. For some reason, we both expected the other one to pay for it, and we just didn't have any money.
Oh no.
And the manager was like, you guys ordered food and you don't have any money? And we were like, yeah. And he was like, to himself, he was sort of like, what am I going to throw it away? And then he was like, just take it. And he just gave us the food and we just got free Taco Bell.
Wow.
That's fucking beautiful.
how
See?
old were
Never
you?
kill yourself.
Like high school?
No, I think this was college, like
Wow.
early college.
When
Like
you
maybe
were
when
full
I was
adults.
like, yeah, technically full adults. Maybe when I was like back from,
You guys nobody had like a credit card to put
I
it
don't
on?
know. That is like a detail I'm wondering
Yeah.
about. Like things were just, I don't know.
I
Maybe
didn't
it
get a
was high
credit
school.
card like right in college.
Yeah, I don't think I did either. Or if I did have it, I probably had no money on it. It probably would have been
Well, that
like,
would be a debit card. Yeah,
yes,
I had
definitely had a debit card.
I had a debit card, but yeah, I guess you could not have money in your debit card. I don't know when I got a credit card. That's a good point. Maybe when I had a job, I got a credit card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even now, sometimes Jackie's like gonna go do something, and I'm alone, and I'm like, I'm gonna order fucking Taco Bell, and it's great. And you know what? As much as you might think it was simpler before social media and stuff, we don't have the problems they're having in Ghost in the Shell. Okay, we don't have to worry about getting our brains hacked,
Yeah.
being programmed
True.
with false memories. So we kind of have it
Yeah.
good compared to the kids in the future. They're in trouble. Anyway, yeah. So this is confusing though because it's like the garbage man puppet master isn't really a puppet master. He's
also a puppet.
He's a and he's right. But who is he puppeting? He's puppeting the interpreter for someone in the government, right? Because there's a girl, one of the blonde-haired clone secretaries. She has a virus, the HA2.
Mm-hmm.
And
they could easily cure the virus, but they're using it to track whoever implanted the virus via this garbage man and whoever's helping the garbage man.
Did you guys get a sense for why they infected her with a virus, though? Because they're like, how did she know about the meeting? And I was like, did they show us a meeting where she did something? I don't remember that.
I didn't super get this. It's confusing.
Well, this is what I'm talking about, where sometimes this show is moving as fast as the manga, or faster than you can read a manga, and it's got a lot of info. But actually, reading the manga, I still didn't get it. So, I don't know. But it's all an excuse to set up the idea of like, oh, this guy somehow has the ability to hack. And then you find out when he's like, oh shit, the cops are onto us. I gotta warn the guy who gave this to me. And then there's that cool scene where Motoko like has to protect civilians. And did you guys get when the guy with the gold gun or whatever, when he's like, she's not police, she's here to kill me, stop her. Did you guys get the impression that he like mind controlled them?
Only when they said it afterward.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was actually technology happening or if she was just remarking that he was very convincing or something. But yeah, apparently it's some kind of, I don't know, hack trickery.
It was hack trickery. Well, you just reminded me that I did try to read the manga once, like in a bookstore, and I was like, this is really confusing.
It is, yeah.
So maybe it's just a confusing thing.
Yes. Sometimes you have to glaze over some of the plot to just be like, I'm getting the vibes, I'm getting the themes, I'm hooking into the conversations that I think are interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's like Motoko has now the ability to hack into people and control them for brief periods of time. And she's with Togusa, and Togusa is going to shoot this bad guy in the head. And so it's confusing how it happens. But she quickly hacks him, shoots the bad guy in the leg, but then she like falls over and says like, oof, that hurt. And in neither this show nor the manga could I figure out why she was in pain. I don't know if she took a round.
It's just hard out here to be a ghost controller lady.
Controller. But it did look good when it was like slow-mo and she's protecting the civilian stuff. And then it turns out...
it looks good.
That we then go to the military junta guy and his red-dressed girlfriend. And there's some dorky-looking guy with things on his head. And he's like, hello, I'm the puppet master. I was controlling the garbage man. And I don't know if it was the garbage man or the guy with the gun. He's like, I was controlling them and I made it sound like they had a big, crazy backstory. Ha ha ha. And then Aramaki and friends show up and make some arrests or whatever. And then later they're like, oh yeah, that puppet master guy, he's not even the puppet master.
He was another puppet.
It's just fucking Russian nesting dolls of people being puppeted.
How deep does it go?
Yeah.
So
I'm a little
deep.
like, this is like the crying wolf. I'm like, show, just tell me when it's really the fucking guy. But I'm glad it wasn't this guy because he was a dork.
He was a dork.
One thing I appreciate in this show is sometimes they do like a tribute to retro tech, like they have VHS effects. And their horizontal like line tears actually look like VHS. In a lot of other media, even like big Hollywood movies, they have these super clean tears in the horizontal, and that's not how fucking VHS used to look. Sorry.
Who cares, you nerd?
Me, this guy. Listen, a lot of people, some people listening even, a lot of people like to use this like analog look to stuff, and I just think you should pay proper tribute to it. It's got to have the little fuzzies.
Okay. I didn't care about the fuzzies, for the record.
I can tell. Oh yeah, and then they think they're going to get into a really violent situation, or is it episodes 2 and 3 both do the garbage truck?
No, 3 is well, yeah. I guess 3 ends the puppet master, that puppet master arc. But then it gets really vignette-y in the latter half.
Yes, they kind of do different chapters, including the robot revolution discussion.
Yeah.
I liked though that Bato has an MG42, and he's like, wait, there's no firefight? He's carrying this like huge World War II era weapon.
Yeah, he really wanted to blow some people up.
Episode 3 has the guy with the simulated experience who thought he had a wife and daughter and stuff. So I think we just kind of covered both, maybe, or parts of.
I think the story
3.
spans 2 and part of 3.
Yeah.
I don't love that they keep calling them micro machines. I think in other media, in other media they're called nano machines. Micro machines are like little cars, aren't they?
Yes.
In America.
This is in America. It's Japan.
By episode 3, I decided I don't like the art.
You don't like the art?
What?
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Whoa.
I loved it.
I don't know. Just like the goofiness of it and stuff.
You don't like the chibi character designs?
Are they chibi?
They're kind of like smaller people.
Sometimes.
I don't know. It just kind of looked, I don't know. I would have liked more like shading. I don't know. Make it look trying to look a little bit more real. I like it when it's like trying to look a little bit more real.
See, I think for that I'd go to Standalone Complex.
Yeah.
Go to the more serious one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I like this better. Well, I don't know. I really like Gitsack. But I enjoyed looking at this a lot.
Unfortunately, Gitsack also, like the last episode we watched of it, probably left a bad taste in our mouths because it was all talking. It was the one where it was like the online message, the online chat room just like turned into a TV episode script.
Yeah.
I think with sci-fi that has this dense of a world, you're always going to run that risk of like, hey, some of you nerds really want to indulge in the talkiness and the
and we will.
The lore building. So here's an info dump. Yeah, there's a whole scene where the Fuchikomas, who are adorable by the way. I love their little cat mouth. They have a little like a little swoopy mouth that makes them look like an animal. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they're pretty cute.
I love that. I love also when their section starts, there's just like a little rainbow animation of them dancing. And then they talk about like, would we have a better life if we overthrew the humans? What would we do with the humans? Like, should we enslave them? But then ultimately, I think like Major comes back and like asks for one of them, and they just seem to desperately want her approval.
Yeah.
They're still just like very into what humans think.
And they realize that like humans are doing a lot of work for them anyway. Like they're doing all of their maintenance and stuff.
Oh, right.
They're in a mutually beneficial relationship.
That's something the master would say to the slave.
True.
I did love, this was original to the show. Oh, right. Yeah. The other vignette here is the making of a cyborg. Where they show, I guess it's one of Motoko's lovers is getting like a cyborg body. Like she's getting total artificial body replacement.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really explain it, but it looked familiar. It looked like one of her friends.
And they made her a total babe.
Yeah, they did. They made her a babe, and they remark on like, they're like, when we're making female models, we make their parts especially elastic or stretchy or something. They're like, so there's more individuality. Yeah, that's something they talk about during the orgy, and then in this episode a little bit, where they're like, this film has 16 squared receptors. And I was like, I don't want to be that sensitive. I don't want that. You know?
It'd be different for you.
I think it'd be different for women too. Different for anybody. Wait, what do you mean? What'd you say? Why'd you say that?
Because you just jizz and it would be over. You'd go to sleep.
Yeah, it'd be over. It'd be bad. Like you just walk into a turnstile on the subway and you're like, no. Oh, fuck. You just turn around and leave so you don't have to go on the train in front of everyone.
Stupid sexy turnstile.
Yeah. Why is it at crotch level?
Did you, with the nurses or whoever, like the engineers of this robot lady, they all had their butts out.
Yeah, they had sexy pants for no reason.
Pretty sexy pants. Maybe
I
in
will
the future
say,
everyone has sexy pants.
it does make more sense for the sexiness to be here while it's being goofy, because it's a little bit more like wink, wink.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
That's
we're just
true.
having fun here while we're talking about heavier, scary, technological things.
Yeah.
But I do love, they're like, hey, didn't someone steal one of the female bodies? And the nurse is like, we've upped our security. And then there's a robot that's just going stare. And then it like gets closer and goes stare. And the subtitle was staring intensifies, which I thought was cute. It's a little nod to that old meme of blah, blah, blah intensifies.
Yeah, it's cute.
That made me laugh.
It's pretty cute.
It's a thing in anime when they go G, that means stare.
Mm.
G. That's all I have really. Is they do the robot revolution. They finish up with garbage, Mr. No Fam, and then they do the making of a babe.
Yeah. I guess if I went through the trouble of getting a babe body, I would show it off.
That's the thing too. Yeah. Is you gotta. Yeah, you paid for it.
If you got it, flaunt it.
Yeah.
True.
That's the producers.
Flaunt it.
No, seriously.
It is?
Isn't it? Isn't it a lady and the producer says, if you've got it, flaunt it? Doesn't she have a little song?
I don't know. It's a saying.
By robots?
No.
Yeah. I like this adaptation. There are some things I prefer about the other one, but I think it's cool to see something super faithful. And I love thinking about the art of adaptation. And so it's very cool to see this. And the art is knocking it out of the park.
Oh, maybe you should watch The Odyssey.
Yeah, the only thing, I'm not that familiar with the source material.
Me neither.
Really?
Yeah, I've lived it, so I don't need to read it. That's how I feel about it.
I feel like I read it. I feel like they made us read it like every year from like 6th grade to 8th grade
I
or something.
missed a lot of school.
But then again, I went to a different school than you guys, but I feel like I read it like multiple times.
But no, I've heard very good things.
And I like the mythology in the Odyssey. It's fun.
We got John Leguizamo.
I think there was a movie. What was like another older adaptation? I feel like I've seen an older version of it.
Well, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is kind of the Odyssey, right?
Oh, okay.
Apparently that kind of maps onto it, which I need to see that again. I don't think I've seen it straight through.
That's fun. Yeah.
Good soundtrack on that. But yeah, they've probably done movies based on the Odyssey, and they've probably done.
I've definitely seen that. I've definitely seen one where there's like the giant in the cave with the Cyclops in the cave and like Cersei. Not Cersei. That's Game of Thrones.
I was wondering. I was like, huh.
What's her name?
Penelope?
No. Who's the one with the island? Like the lady who he stays with?
Cersei.
Is it Cersei?
Yeah.
Wow.
She's also in Game of Thrones.
It's a different character.
There was a 2024 Italian directed movie with Ralph Fiennes and Juliette Binoche.
Maybe it was one of those things where like we read it and then the teacher wanted a break, so they just put in the VHS tape.
Wait, is 2001 A Space Odyssey actually based on the Odyssey?
No way.
Wikipedia has it in its like list of films based on the Odyssey.
It's just because it has the word Odyssey.
I guess it could be.
No, it's inspired by several short stories by Arthur C. Clarke.
And Arthur C. Clarke was inspired by
Homer. Shit.
Kubrick used Homer's The Odyssey as both a model of literary merit and source of inspiration for the title. Oh, okay. So it's like vaguely, slightly, just the title, I guess.
That's a movie I never want to rewatch, really.
2001?
Yeah.
I need to rewatch it.
Okay.
Jackie, there's an animated Australian film called The Odyssey from 1987. And just looking at the cover, it kind of looks like shit. But it also looks like it's trying to, I mean, it predates it, but it looks like it wants to be like a Hercules animated style film.
It wasn't animated. I saw live action.
I know. I'm just telling you, there's a fucking cartoon of The Odyssey.
Are you thinking of Troy?
No. It wasn't like a modern Wasn't like a modern movie.
Was it Ulysses, the 1954 film?
Maybe.
Was it The Mysterious Island, a 1905 film?
I don't know.
Was it The Odyssey, an 8-part Italian TV series from 1968?
I don't think so.
I'm running out. It could have been something.
Yeah. I've definitely seen The Odyssey in a
All right.
movie.
Ugh.
Yeah. And listener, you ought to see this version of Ghost in the Shell.
That's
I
pretty
said I
good.
wasn't going to do that joke. It's been done too many times on the internet, but yeah. We like it. I think, Jackie, you don't love Ghost in the Shell overall.
I think I just don't. I don't know. I'm bored.
Did you prefer the other show, though? And it's sort of like Mystery of the Week format?
This one kind of felt like a mystery of the week too.
It is a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
The orphanage and stuff.
I think
But
that's
I like
maybe
that.
that's my problem. I
Mm.
want there to be I want there to be some kind of like overarching story that I care about. And
Well,
that's
that's the thing with Standalone Complex that we didn't get far is the Laughing Man thing. I think just watching the first 9 episodes or whatever, we happened to not get a ton of it. Or I think that you expressed the same thing, but I think you didn't love the way that story was going or something. That's the one where they keep hacking people in public. And so the guy's in a press conference and he's like glitching and
Yeah.
talking. And he's got that Catcher in the Rye quote over his face.
Yeah. I guess I like that.
Okay, next
Better.
week we're watching
No.
Standalone Complex.
No more. It's fine.
You know what we could watch next week?
I feel like there was an anime we saw a couple weeks ago that I would keep watching, but I don't remember what it was.
Okay.
Akagi.
Was it Witch Hat Atelier?
I guess I could. I don't know. It might have been Akagi.
Akagi, Chainsmoker Cat.
It was not Chainsmoker Cat.
I might watch more of Chainsmoker Cat.
You can watch that.
We could also watch Outlaw Star. Miles mentioned that a little while ago. Jackie, I don't know how you feel about watching something from 1998 with one of the bangingest opening songs of all time.
We haven't seen that one before. I've heard of it.
It was on Toonami. That's why you've heard of it.
It's nostalgic for me. I don't think it was as good as Trigun or Cowboy Bebop, but it is still beloved by millennial anime fans in the West.
Yeah, friend of the pod, Nail, who I think has been on the pod, really loves it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just love that theme song. And it's one where you have to ask yourself, when is it okay to be horny for anthro furry style characters? And when is it not?
I don't know. I think
And
the
the
answer
answer
is
is-
different now that I'm pushing 40. We'll find out if we watch it, I guess.
You're more into bestiality as you get older. Is that what you're saying?
I think I'm more accepting of it.
No, the girl in Outlaw Star is hot and she's not super animalistic, I don't think. Watch us watch it and she has like complete fur and a tail and shit.
I don't think there's like a power dynamic situation like there is with regular bestiality either.
I don't want to have
It's
this
not
discussion.
it's not bestiality.
I've decided I don't want to have. If you look at that graphic where they're like, when is it okay? And it shows like she has cat ears, now she has cat paws and stuff. At a certain point, it's bestiality. It's just a cat.
All right, I think this podcast is over.
Just about. Jackie's gonna figure out what we're gonna.
No, that's it.
You said there was something we watched a few weeks ago.
No, it was
and then
Akagi.
And then you put your head in your fucking phone. So I thought
The
maybe.
answer was Akagi. I was looking at all the things. It was like Akagi. It was Chainsmoker Cat, then Akagi, and then Pride. Everything Pride. And I don't think there was anything in Pride month that I was like, man, I want to keep watching that. So I'm pretty sure it was Akagi. I would keep watching. But
Utena was in Pride Month.
that's true. I like Utena too, but I don't know if I would like want to keep watching it for the pod specifically. So that's fine.
I gotta see where Outlaw Star might be because
Yeah.
it's one of these things where it shows up on Crunchyroll, but it's not available. We might have to sail the 7 seas. I can
Young
find
man.
it. Oh, did they say you can sail the 7 seas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
It's weird. I
should.
went to the YMCA and it was just a pool. They didn't have any tickets to go across the world. Fucking liars. Anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. You can follow us on Blue Sky and Threads to see what we're going to watch next or talk to us about shit. We are JJB Pod there. You can join the Discord. Look for the join link in the description of this episode. And you can write emails to JoJo's Bizarre Pod at gmail.com. Next week, we may watch Outlaw Star if we can figure out a good place for everyone to watch it safely and fairly. Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.